Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Today we're going to talk about this baby, Lord of the Rings, the card game. This is a living card game from Fantasy Flight, and what that means by living card game is you know what you're going to get every time you buy a box or a package, and then you just play with the cards. But how to play with the cards, I will let Max explain that. Should mention it's a 1 to 2 player game, but can't be played with 4 players or 3 players, but you would then have to buy 2 of these instead of 1. This game is designed, this box is designed to play with 1 to 2. We have a few expansions as well, but I'll get into those after Max talks about how to play the game. So Max, how to play the game?
You choose a hero and you can use, there's 4 different decks.
Okay, let's start with hero. So you choose 1 hero.
No, 3 heroes.
Okay, usually 3. It depends on the value up at the top. Okay, so you choose a hero, and I'll show them one of the heroes that you've chosen. This is Legolas.
Legolas.
Okay, and so choose a hero, and then what else do you need to choose?
You need to choose like event cards, attachments, and allies.
So what do you do with these event cards, attachments, and allies?
You take some in your hand, and then you'll spend money to like get them down. And attachment, you put it on your hero, and allies you put it beside your hero, and events you play it down, and then that happens right away, and that card is gone.
Okay, let me put a little caveat in here. This game is a lot more complex than we're going to be able to explain all in one sitting or without actual detailed showing of each card and each little feature of each card. But what he means is you build a deck of cards, and in that deck of cards you have attachments, allies, and event cards, and you take some of those cards into your hand, and then on your turn you play those cards, and they all have resource costs that you need to spend in-game currency, the resources, in order to play the cards out of your hand. Now, why are you playing cards in your hand? What are we trying to achieve?
We're trying to win a deck of monsters.
Okay, so there's an evil deck of cards.
Yeah.
And what's inside the evil deck? What is this card?
This card? This card?
I'll show it to you now. Here's an example. Now, what does this card tell you? What is this card?
Tell you?
Yeah. What is this card? What is it for? There's several of them in a deck, right?
Yeah.
What do they do? Do you know what
This
they're called?
is a quest.
Yeah, this is a quest card, right?
Yeah.
And you want to try to get through this quest deck in order to win the quest.
Yes.
So this is a small deck, maybe 4, maybe 3, maybe 2 cards, and you have to try to achieve some exploration on them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are these what's this big deck here? All of these guys. What's inside that deck?
There are monsters.
Okay, let me show them the monster. Just
Yeah.
a monster. So we have monsters. Here we have a humminghorn. It's a creature, insect. Okay. So if this card comes out, it's basically a monster that goes onto the table, and we have to do combat with it. And what else?
There are places.
Okay, locations.
Yeah.
Here's our location. This happens to be, I don't know what it says. It says a great forest web. It's a bunch of webs inside a forest. Now, how do we pass that?
The monsters you can kill. And like
And the locations, what do we do for that?
you like explore it.
Okay. And what's that last card you have in your hand?
This card is
Treachery.
treachery.
And what's a treachery card?
You read the bottom of the words and see what does it do.
And does it do good things or bad things? Treachery sounds bad.
Yeah, mostly bad things.
It's all bad stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
These are like when you flip over a treachery card. It's like, oh no. It's basically you can't do anything about it. It's just something bad happens to you. These other 2 cards like the location and the monster, they go onto the table, and then you have to try to pass them through actions with your heroes and your decks. Now, when we play, you and me, how many heroes do we have in total?
We have around 6.
Yeah, usually 6. And so he's got a whole deck of cards, and I've got a whole deck of cards. I've got my 3 heroes. He's got his 3 heroes. And it does. Maybe you should explain what these little symbols over here mean.
Oh.
Yeah. What are these for? Can you explain it?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a symbol beside it, and then each hero has the stuff to buy them. And if the attackers, he wants to buy a ally, but you have 2 kinds of deck in your hand, and you have to get like the attacker's cards, allies. You can't buy other people's allies.
Okay. Let me try to explain that in other words. And what it means is there are 4 archetypes, 4 types of decks, and each hero belongs to one of those archetypes. And you choose heroes, and you have 2 archetypes. Then you can only put cards from those 2 archetypes into your deck. And you can only use money from that hero to pay for cards of that archetype. So it kind of gives a little restriction. So if you have 3 heroes, and you have one hero is I can't remember what this symbol's called. I can't remember what the 3. I remember there's one is called leadership, the purple one, right?
Yeah.
So you have leadership, and one hero is leadership, the other is these ones, which are maybe combat. I can't remember what they call that. So you have 2 heroes of combat and 1 hero of leadership. If you put a whole bunch of leadership cards in, you won't have enough money to buy them all as they come into your hand, and you have to play them onto the table. So that pretty much covers it. Like I'll summarize. You build a deck. You get some heroes. You use the heroes to spend money in order to make the deck, to play cards from your hand, from the deck. There's a bad deck of quest cards you want to try to achieve, but there's also a bad deck of just bad stuff, like treachery cards, monster cards, and location cards. The treachery cards, bad things happen to you. The monster cards, the location cards come out, and you have to achieve them through combat on the monsters or through exploration in the location cards. So, Max, what do you like about this game?
I like it because it's about luck and like the monsters and quests.
So you like the pictures or the theme?
Yeah, I like the pictures.
So what else do you like about the monsters and the quest theme?
The monsters I like is like sometimes you just feel all you're doomed. So it makes you like really like I don't know how to say.
Okay, so do we win this game a lot when we play? It's easy?
I feel so.
Yeah, it's a pretty hard game actually. It depends. The different quests have different difficulty levels, and some are brutal hard. They're beatable, but you have to customize your deck in order to tailor your deck to beat that quest. So what do I like about this game? What I like about this game is I love Lord of the Rings. I love medieval. I love all the monsters. I love the theme. The theme is gripping. There's quite a bit of reading on it. Do you like the reading? Can you read all the cards?
Most of them.
Are you sure?
Yeah, some of them.
So read this. Read it out loud. It's tough, right?
Yeah.
So he can't read the cards, but he knows what they do because I've explained them to him. And he'll ask me, what does this do again? And I'll quickly give him a quick reminder. There's keywords and stuff like sentinel. What does sentinel mean? Do you remember?
No. You got it.
Sentinel means he can block for other people across the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's quite a bit of terminology you need to memorize. Now, I like the theme. I like the questing. I like the difficulty. I like losing. You like the monsters and the theme as well, right?
Yeah.
And he also likes Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and so forth. What do you dislike about this game? Yeah, what do you not like about it? What don't like about it?
I don't feel anything I don't like it about it. But sometimes, like, I just feel like some event cards are like so strong, and some like bad guys cards you just like can't beat it,
Mm-hmm.
and just like small.
So sometimes the difficulty becomes a little bit too difficult, right?
Yeah.
Now the thing I don't like about this is it's a deck builder. So it's not a game where you just once in a while just pull off the off the shelves and just out of the box just start playing. You need to like think about it. You need to play a quest, and then you need to adjust your deck because you lose, and then you play again and you lose again. So you need to adjust your deck again. You need to go through your big pile of cards and change out cards that you think will help you to beat that quest. Now this is a good thing, and a lot of people love it. That's what makes this game so popular. But it's not a great thing for me to do with him, because I basically do it for him, or we have to spend a lot of time that we could time we could be spent playing a game. We have to spend that time thinking about how to build a deck.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the main thing I don't like about this game. The time is okay, and the mechanic and the system is quite good, but you have to like deck builders. The other thing is there's a lot of expansions,
Yeah.
and after you beat a quest, you don't really feel like playing the quest again. We've done it. We've made a whole bunch of dwarf decks. So we've switched up our deck. Like, what does your current deck have? A whole bunch of
Eagles and stuff.
Yeah, you made a big eagle deck. Lots of like eagles from the Misty Mountains and so forth. And we made different decks to try to play those quests again. But it kind of sits on the shelf quite a bit because we don't have new quests. And we've got other games that pull out very quickly, and they're on the table and they're playing quite quickly. Even something like Descent, where you have tons of pieces and you got to pull all the pieces out, it's still faster than this. However, this game does travel pretty well. If you pack up your deck, like this is our current quest deck. Got it in a bag, ready to go. We have our no, that's not one. We've got our our hero deck here. So we could take 3 decks with us in a bag, and we could go somewhere. It's hero deck. So this is easy to travel with. You could stick it in a bag and you could go and you could play a few times if you're going somewhere. And that's about all I can say about Lord of the Rings, the card game.
Yeah.
Would you like to add anything before we say goodbye?
Okay.
What do you want to say?
I just want to say, like, sometimes it's like fun to build your deck.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting to think about it, and it's a challenge, and to solve the challenge, and then try and fail, and then fix it and fail, and then fix it and succeed. And that's a great feeling, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, I find it's sometimes I'd rather just be playing a game than figuring out how to
Beat a deck.
tweak a deck. But it's not a bad thing. It's just something that I personally don't want to spend a lot of my free time to do because I don't have a lot of free time. Okay, and that's about it. So here it is again, Lord of the Rings, the card game. It's a good game. It's definitely worth picking up and trying, but not if you don't like deck builders. Okay, and that's it. Okay. Okay, thanks. Bye bye.